UFC 275 is just around the corner and the card is happening. Usually I go through and give you a bunch of fights and give you tons of picks and betting strategy, but I'll be honest, I'm really excited for the 3 fights to end the card, but before that there just isn't much. No disrespect to anyone fighting, but there aren't any fights outside of the 3 I'm going to talk about that really have any impact on the top 5 in their respective divisions, let alone impact on the title picture. But with that being said, let's look at the 3 fights I am really pumped for and how I'm betting on them. And if you want to bet on UFC 275 as well, I put a link below in the description to get you some free money from FanDuel and get me some free money too, so give that link a click. First up, the fight I am most excited for, Zhang Weili versus Joanna Jędrzejczyk. This is a rematch from one of the best fights of 2020 when these two absolutely went to war and Weili won the decision. A decision I disagreed with, but in all fairness, Joanna is one of my favorite fighters ever, so I'm hardly scoring her fights impartially. This rematch will actually be the first time Joanna has fought since their first fight, and I am very glad that she's back. This rematch will actually be the first time Joanna has fought since their first fight, and I am very glad that she's back. Since the Joanna fight, Weili has lost 2 fights to Rose Namajunas and is looking for a rebound here against Joanna. I think the layoff might be a factor here for Joanna. The first fight was great, but she hasn't fought in more than 2 years, and she's coming back against a very hungry Zhang Weili who is looking to break a 2-fight losing skid. Weili is the favorite at -170 compared to Joanna's +150, and I think those odds are fair, but I'm going to pick Joanna, and I will openly admit this is a fan pick. This is a I hope Joanna wins, so I'm putting my money on it to pick Joanna via decision. Count on it. I'm going to go slightly out of order and do the main event next. Glover Teixeira is defending his light heavyweight title against Jiří Procházka, and I am for sure pronouncing his name wrong, but if you watch this channel, you know that is my thing. Also, if you watch this channel a lot, you know one of my things is being annoyed on behalf of champions when they are the underdog when defending their belt, and that is the case here. Glover is a +165 dog to Jiří's -195. Most of that, I think, is because Jiří is much younger than Glover, who is the oldest fighter ever to win a title for the first time. Glover is 42 and Jiří is just 29. I think on paper Jiří is probably the better fighter right now, but Glover just refuses to let his age slow him down, and I think he's never looked better. What I don't like, and Glover has walked a bit of this back, is him saying how he wants to win this fight and then have one more retirement fight this year and be done. You're the champion of the world. You can't be looking at hanging it up on the cusp of another fight. Like I said, he walked some of that back, but it has me questioning his mentality if he's already looking over the ledge into retirement. I think Jiří will win, and I'm taking him at -195. So now one of the most lopsided title fights in history, Valentina Shevchenko at -720 versus Taila Santos at +500. Santos is coming off a 4-fight winning streak against Molly McCann, Jillian Robertson, Roxanne Modafferi, and Joanne Wood, but she's far from a household name, and when this fight was announced, I think most people just looked at her as the next lamb being led to slaughter against arguably the current pound-for-pound best female fighter on the planet in Valentina Shevchenko. That's mostly due to the fact that Valentina is an absolute killer, and at 125 I really don't see any challenge for her. But Amanda Nunes has my confidence rocked. Prior to Amanda Nunes losing to Juliana Pena, I thought there was 0 chance that would happen. It seemed like as sure a bet as you can possibly make to pick Amanda, and then she lost. I have that same feeling right now. Picking Valentina is so obvious and seems to be the safest bet in the world, but she could lose. I don't think she will. I mean, she can't, right? I mean, there's no way, but she might. Like I said, confidence is shaken when the odds are this crazy, but I don't think there's any way I can pick against Valentina here. It would be pretty crazy if one pound-for-pound great loses and then a few months later another pound-for-pound great loses, but it would be fucking wild if it happens, but I don't think it will. I'm not going to take the -720 odds because I don't want to have to bet $720 to win 100. I'm going to bet the fight lasts under 3.5 rounds at -150 instead, since I think Valentina will make short work of Santos, and at least that way I can make a little bit more profit on my bet. So to recap, I'm taking Joanna at +150, Yuri at -195, and I'm taking the under 3.5 rounds in the Valentina fight at -150. Where do you agree with me? Where do you think I'm wrong? Let me know down in the comments. Also down there in the description, don't forget, is a link to get free money from FanDuel to make your bets for UFC 275. I'm hoping the rest of the card outside these 3 fights will be exciting, and I'm really looking forward to us all making some money together. Thank you so much for watching. I usually do betting guides like this for the members of this channel only, so if you like content like this, why not consider clicking that join button just down there. Thanks again for watching. I will see you all next time.